This video is brought to you by Midway USA. Support the channel by choosing Midway for your shooting and outdoor supplies.
That's not the muzzle brake, that's a flash hider.
Ah yes, the Galil. One of the major symbols of the Israeli arms industry. Oh wait, not this one. Yes, the Galil Ace. One of the most formidable AK derivative rifles, with exceptional accuracy. Wait. Ah, damn it, not this one. Alright, so here we are. The Galil Ace PDW in 7.62 with an 8-inch barrel, a Colombian-designed, Israeli-based rifle, and an American-optimized AK-type PDW. Ah yes, we've essentially made an externally gas-adjustable bourgeois Draco. But wait, did you say externally gas-adjustable? Why yes, but more on that shortly. My Galil PDW makes absolutely no sense, as it has so much unburnt powder that it flashes with full-powered ammunition during daytime, even with a suppressor on. But we did this for science. We wanted to see if we could make an externally adjustable gas system 7.62x39 rifle that could suppress and challenge the smaller 300 blackout PDWs like the Honey Badger Pkwy or the SIG Rattler. So can the ye old 7.62x39 compete with a 300 blackout when it comes to a PDW utility? Maybe, but not necessarily better than a 300 blackout, which was designed for no adjustments needed to be switched between super and subsonics. But rather, the 7.62x39 presents a logistical perk anywhere outside of North America. The logic of this tiny rifle was to explore, to see if we could make a PDW equivalent of North American 300 blackout PDWs, which have a massive flexibility to use super and subsonic ammunition without changing anything. Effectively having a small firearm that could be super quiet and can switch to a 300 meter max range at the drop of a hat. So the requirements we had for it were simple. It had to be small. It had to use super and subsonic 7.62x39 without issues. It had to use external gas adjustments, and it also had to use uncommon AK mags. But the biggest question really came down to whether it could have an externally adjusted gas block. You see, with the advent of the KNS piston, AKs and the Galil Ace can sort of adjust its gas input. However, that is only done after you entirely disassemble the dust cover, meaning all the mounted optical aiming devices. In fact, this is the element that the Galil Ace inherited from the Galil ARM and the finished Valmet systems, where the sights are mounted onto the top of the removable dust cover. If we wanted the Galil PDW to have the flexibility of shooting supersonics and subsonics without a full disassembly and re-zero, the KNS piston is absolutely a no-go. We needed to design our own gas system. Now, unfortunately, YouTube does not allow us to show the exact modifications to the gas block to make a gas bleed system. But if you hop over to the History of Weapons and War app, you'll find the full video. See the link right below.
Bonsoir. You must have caught me admiring these two beauties behind me. Of course, from Saint Etienne. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Shows like this are made possible by Slate Black Industries. But more importantly, it is made possible from the patrons of Patreon. That's true. This group of magnificent Madame et Messieurs, they support us financially, intellectually, but more importantly, emotionally. So today, I would like to invite you. Come, join us. Become one of us. Together, we can discover the small intricacies of firearms technology. But if you cannot, c'est pas problème. We understand. We would be just as happy to hear from you in the comment section below. But for now, allons-y. Let's get on with it.
Now, with these short AKs, you have K&S pistons that go inside of it that could adjust the gas a little bit. The problem is, with a K&S piston, you have to entirely remove the guts in order to adjust it. So right now I have supersonics in here, and yes, it recoils a lot. However, what you could do with this particular model, you could externally adjust the gas, and this is not something that is typically, let's say typically offered. And by externally adjusting the gas, now I have a magazine of subsonics right here. Much more pleasant. You can hear that the report is much less. It honestly feels like a 300 blackout subsonic. It feels like a PCC now.
So now with the gas block modification complete, we're able to fulfill our PDW requirements to where we can shoot the super and subsonics without complete disassembly. Let's get into actually shooting the PDW. So the 7.62 is essentially shooting with half of its intended barrel length. This thing is loud and flashy with supersonics. We paired it with Huxworks' flow-through can so that we could take the advantage of minimal gas adjustments, suppressed or not. The damn thing flashes even when it's suppressed. After a lot of work tuning, the gas block is able to accommodate both super and subsonics. Now, given that this is a highly experimental approach to the gas system, even though we weren't setting the system to running 100% here or there, the adjustable gas exhaust concept is still proven to work. So how does it shoot? On standard 7.62 by 3.9, this thing is a mean fire-breathing PDW, essentially running Draco ballistics, but still deadly within 300 meters. However, once you switch the gas over to low pressure and shoot subsonic loads, that is where it really shines up close. It's extremely quiet, and the recoil is so low it feels like a pistol caliber carbine. The Galil turns into a clean shooting little pussycat. Earlier, we paired the system with a SIG PDW stock, which turned into an absolutely horrible idea. Luckily, through our development of the system, Midwest Industries ended up coming out with their AK Alpha series, so this turned into an easy drop-on Midwest stock that solved a lot of our problems with a pretty decent stock. So let's check out recoil control.
Yeah, man, that dot is dancing from bottom of the A zone all the way up to the top of the A zone. A lot of movement. All right. So look, we're shooting a 7.62 by 3.9. package that is the same size as an MP5. There is a lot of concussion happening here. And you feel it. Not only are you seeing it in the sight movement, but I'm feeling it because of how much closer that muzzle is to my face. In spite of all that, so you can see, we've got a relatively center mass grouping here. How do we control recoil though on a package like this? Well, one of the most important things is this handguard with the slate grips and the SVG. Having something to grip and pull with that lead arm back into my body, and then to be able to apply counter pressure with my shoulder is a major element in recoil control. Normally, I don't mind having just a chin weld on the gun and shooting more heads up, but man, when we're talking about trying to squeeze every little piece of recoil control out of a setup, having that full cheek weld that you can really bury your cheek down into and then still get on a full height optic, it's important for something like this. So there you got it. Modern setup with modern kit allows you to still shoot guns that recoil a crap load very accurately. You're still able to do it. You're still able to put them all center mass. But Henry, I understand that you've got a secret weapon here.
You have K&S pistons that could adjust the amount of gas that goes into the system. The problem with the Galil is the optics and sights are all attached to the dust cover. So every single time you remove the dust cover to adjust your gas setting, you are loosening that up just a little more. So my thought is that I wanted an externally adjusted gas. There. Now, with the externally adjusted gas, I have a box of subsonics. Up.
Сука, блядь! I hesitated after the first shot because it was like, this is so light, so soft. Then we had to pick the speed up. All right, here we are, and I'll be honest, this is what I'm talking about. This was so stinking controllable with the subs. You can see the first round or two that I shot, I was like, click, click, oh yeah, there it is. So, as you can see, ultra tight grouping here, basically the size of the hand. I got one that slipped away on me, but pretty much everything right there is dead center, extremely controllable with the subs.
Okay, so fine. The system works now, but was it worth it? In short, we filled our design requirements for an externally adjustable gas system that could shoot super and subsonics 7.6239 without full disassembly. It's a really interesting approach that we were able to get one of the best tiny 7.6239 systems on the market to actually work under these parameters. Also, having the flow-through Huxworks 7.62 further enhance the system by giving it a suppressible capability without affecting the gas. From a prototyping phase, yes, this really works, but that's under the context that you really must use 7.62x39 for logistical reasons. Clearly, we've shot 300 blackout rifles that are less logistically demanding than this. Also, the SIG Rattler exists, but we're more so focusing on the logistical requirements of 7.62x39. The Galil Ace is a formidable rifle, but it certainly has its downsides of having all of its aiming solutions stripped off during cleaning and maintenance. This is a problem that's shared with the AK-12 and Valmet rifles out there. But then there's also the inescapable concussion from shooting supersonics. Yes, you can primarily shoot subsonics with this firearm, but subsonic 7.62x39s are not standardized, nor is it easy to come by. Shooting supersonics out of this, especially in an enclosed space, a circumstance very probable for a PDW to be pushed to fight under, can be discombobulating for both the sender and receiver, or teammates around. Even with a suppressor, the amount of unburned powder is immense and intense. At the end of the day, you can't deny, the project we set out for fulfilled all of the problems that were laid out. The gas adjustment is sound and can potentially be developed into something that's even more fruitful, allowing external adjustment without the full strip and the loss of zero. KNS, please hear us out here. Despite the massive pain associated with the field stripping on the Galil Ace, the system is otherwise very accurate and very reliable. However, the Galil Ace cannot escape its weight. Weight is not a great thing when it comes to PDWs for maximum packability. So in conclusion, yes, this was a fun experiment on seeing if we could make this work and fulfill our requirements. We made a Type 4 PDW for Middle Eastern logistics that can be suppressed and shoot subsonics without full disassemble. But is this worthwhile of further development? That's a question we'll leave you to answer in the comments section. But for now, fires away.
716 is Steel 96, 4 Vic, 8 packs, Recon 1, green to green. How copy, over?
Steel 96, this is 716, roger, over. 16, Steel 91, 1 pack, green, green, over. This is 716, roger, over. 16, Steel 92, 1 Victor, 2 packs, Recon 1, over.